What's up guys, welcome back to Daily Reviews once again. Today what I'm going to do, because I've got another build to do, today I'm going to basically tear down this 780T build that I've got. This is my personal computer, it's the only computer I've got. So basically I've got to tear this one down in order to build it in another case for another review. So basically I'm just going to take you through the teardown of the system. Like I say, it is my only system, so therefore I apologise for the sound when I'm actually breaking it down. As I won't have any way of recording sound on the computer itself. So basically, just like I said, just going to strip it down, show you through it, and then we'll speak about it at the end. I'll talk you through it as I do it as well. So I hope you enjoy it, guys. It is a bit of a random one, but it's something that I need to do anyway, so I thought I might as well take you guys along for the ride. So cheers, guys. Right, so here we go. We're going to take the 780T apart, the build that's in the 780T. This is a case I've had for about 3 years now, and it's been absolutely brilliant. The airflow in this case is incredible. There's so many places you can put fans, and it's ideal for water cooling. I've never done water cooling it before because I've never done water cooling before, but I'm going to be doing that soon in my Fantech 719 case. So this is going to be stripped down. This is, like I say, my only PC, so this one I've got to strip down to put in other cases, unfortunately. One day maybe I'll be able to afford another system. So basically what we're going to do, strip it down, take all the parts out, and then it'll be ready for going in another case, which is going to be in the Aero 1 Eclipse from Aerocool. So keep an eye out for that video. Again, don't forget to subscribe, like and comment on this video if you have any questions, if you have anything you just want to say about it. As you can see, the side of the case comes off really easily. It's just literally handles on the side. And you can probably see from the size of this case, it is absolutely huge. You can probably see that how much space is actually in it and how much unused space I've got in here, because, like I say, mine's not water cooled or anything like that. There's nothing majorly fancy going off with this build. So anyway, let's get into it. With this, like I just say, actually, with this at the moment, I have 2 intake fans at the front, 2 intake fans at the bottom, an intake fan at the back. They're all 120mm, and at the top I've got 2 Cooler Master 140mm fans. So as you can see, you can get absolutely loads of fans in this. I have had more in the past, but at the moment this is just what I've got. These fans are going to be used in another build as well, so we'll get down to this. Anyway, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take the GPU out. So let's just unplug that, if I can get it out. Undo those cables. Now, one thing I will mention with this case, if anyone is interested in this case, is the fact that there is no Psu Shroud. So as you can see from what you're looking at now, there's a whole mess of cables coming out the back of the Psu, which is a bit of a shame. Bit of an oversight, I think, from Corsair. They should have included one, as they do with some of their cases. If they could just put a Psu Shroud in there, make it look so much cleaner. But I don't know why they didn't do it. But anyway. This case is about £180, by the way. And it's done me pretty well. I've not had any complaints with it other than there being no Psu Shroud. However, you can buy one online. I have seen them. I can't remember where from, but there is ones available. They're about $30, so they're not cheap. And it's not something I've ever got around to buying. Failing that, you could probably make one yourself. Bit of plexi, perspex, something like that. Bend it, or a bit of sheet metal, bend it and slot it in there. You could probably do quite a good job yourself. So anyway, let's get on with this. First of all, let's take the GPU out. Just undo these screws at the back here. These are all thumb screws as well, but obviously in terms of getting your fingers in there, it's easier to just use a screwdriver. Screwdriver from Be Quiet, by the way. As I didn't mention, you get this with the Dark Rock that I reviewed in one of my other videos. It actually comes with a screwdriver, which is nice. So that's those 2 screws out. Make sure everything else is out, and then what I need to do is somehow get my hand in here. What I'm going to have to do first is take this Aerocool Astro 24 out, which I also did a video about. Yeah, absolutely fantastic bit of kit really for what it is. Really cheap and does a decent job. Also, obviously you can use it for case fans if you wanted to. Now, how the hell do I get this out? Seems like it's a bit wedged in there, to be honest. I don't know why. Everything else is out. think I'm missing taking this screw out here. Actually, I took the wrong screw out. That's why. Anyway, let's get back. I do know what I'm doing. Let's get back to this. Take that one out. That comes out nice and easily, actually. That's fed through to the controller at the back, so I'll just leave that at the side for now, just so I can get to my GPU. And what I'll do actually whilst I'm here, before I forget, I'll put this screw back in, because I don't want this thing dangling about, or I don't want to lose it, as this case is going to one of my friends. It's not a case I'm going to be using again. Like I say, I'm going to pass it on to one of my friends so you can have a massive case to use. Let me just tighten that in there, and then we can finally, if I can find it, get our fingers in and get to the clip for the GPU. This is really, really hard to get to. If I just get a screwdriver in there and poke that down, that might work. No, I won't do that. I don't want to damage anything. It might be easy to take the cooler off, I don't know. I think it's going to be easy to take the cooler off so I can get to it. So let's whip this off. I mean, normally wouldn't have to take the cooler off. You can normally pull that out with the motherboard, but as it's proven to be a bit of a pain to get to my GPU mounting point, I'm going to take it up. But yeah, let's talk about this while I'm here. The Be Quiet Dark Rock is sent to me by Be Quiet, and it's been absolutely fantastic. Luckily, when I got this and did the review on it, my AIO actually died after I removed it and put it back in again, so I ended up using this full time. But I honestly can't complain. It's absolutely fantastic. Does a great job. Obviously, AIOs, well, it's a personal opinion. Some people think AIOs look a lot better. It's not just a big lump of metal hanging off your CPU. But as air coolers goes, actually, this one actually looks fantastic. Nice black finish, no crazy colours, nothing glaring at you. So if you're after an air cooler, I definitely recommend this one. Let me just take that screw out. And the biggest thing is in remembering all the screws, so I'm going to have to try and keep these together as best I can. That's that out. One thing I will say about this though is once you've got the, depending on how your case is, once you've got the cooler in, the fan is actually quite fiddly to get on, as it's just these little wire brackets. So I put that to one side, that's that done. Now I can definitely get to my GPU connector, push that little peg down there, and she should, he says, she should just come out. There she is. And this is, again, obviously what's going to be used in the next build. This is the Aorus 1080 Ti from Gigabyte. It's not the extreme version, unfortunately. I couldn't afford that one. But some people might like it, some people might not. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Orange accents are a bit of a put off for some people, as they might not want orange in their case. However, I think it's a fantastic card, and it's still going strong. He says, hopefully it doesn't break, otherwise I will cry. So, there's the GPU out, and now everything else is a lot easier to access. So let's just disconnect all the cables and we'll get the motherboard out. I'm not going to bother taking the CPU out because it's just going to be going back in again. I would have liked to not have to take the cooler off, to be honest, and just pop it back in the next build. This is the Aorus, again from Gigabyte, Z270X or Z270X, depending on where you're from. And this is the Gaming 7 models. This is the probably second in their mainstream lineup in terms of the best ones they did at the time. I was a bit gutted when I went for this, to be fair. I went for a 7700K, and then that was the only time this board was used for the 7th gen, so there's no upgrade path whatsoever with this, which is a bit annoying. However, one thing this board does come with, and I'm not sure if the new Gigabyte boards do, is this little connector here, so you can put all your case connectors into this and then pop that straight in the socket, so you don't have to fiddle about with all the little connectors. You can put them straight in there first, and then they're good to go. But I'll take that out and make sure I keep that safe, because I'll be using that again. Motherboard connector out. CPU power. This is 8-pin CPU power there. USB headers can come out. Take those out. Take them out. What's this one down here? What's a snub USB pin? I don't know. That's audio, front panel audio there. And then also we've got this is a 4-pin RGB, so this is before there was 3-pin. Pretty much, there wasn't much addressable RGB around when I got this case, which is quite annoying at times, as I've got all the area cool fans at the moment, which can run off a motherboard. I can't do it because they're for 3-pin, which is a bit of a pain. However, it all still works, so that's good. And it's, as I said in the previous video, they all come with a controller, so you haven't got to worry about it too much, as long as you're not too bothered about it being synced with your motherboard. Let's remove all these SATA, or whatever the hell you want to call them. We'll remove all these out. Unplug those. Some of them actually don't work because I've got an M.2 in it, that kills some of them. And I think that is it. I think the motherboard's ready to come out now. So yeah, let's get that out. Where's my screwdriver gone? Jesus Christ. Ah, it's on the floor. Screwdriver's on the floor, don't worry. Right, so how many points have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws in here. Make sure I keep hold of these, otherwise it's going to be a pain to install again. Nice and loose, drop that one. And there's that one. There's 2. There's a magnetic screwdriver as well, which is good. Helps in these cases. Like I say, this is the Aorus Gaming 7 RGB board. Got all RGB built into it, but unfortunately not addressable. Much to my annoyance. Get this one out. There's that one. And then I should only have one more. This is this one here. Hopefully it doesn't just fall out when I take this one out. So that should be ready to come out. No, it's not. There's one more here. Like I say, I know what I'm doing, honestly. Now this, hopefully, let's just earth myself again. Should be ready. To come out, he says. There we go, finally out. Try and be careful with this, and I need somewhere to put it. Let's pop that down over here. So that's the motherboard out. Put that down. Really hope I've not damaged that. And now that's basically it really. It's almost stripped down, just a few extra things to remove. Let me just take this NZXT controller out. This is their Hue 2, which I also did a video of. Well, I did the ambient one. So I got the ambient one as well, and I also got the LED light strip one. Let's put that over there out of the way, and then yeah, a few more things to do. Put that in there. What I'm going to do is spin the case round. Now prepare to be amazed at this cable management. Dun dun dun! Pretty terrible cable management, I know. Don't judge me. I didn't, back then when I made this, I didn't really care about cable management. However, now I'm going to. To be fair, cable management it is really good for this case. You can actually do a lot with it. I just didn't bother. So I need to get these out if I can. Don't want to break it. That's the problem. Aerocool controller. Put that down there with that controller. And as you can see here as well, we've got ample space for putting SSDs. Two quick release ones here. You can also put them in obviously these drive bays up here. So we'll disconnect all this as well. He says disconnect that. There's loads and loads of room. There's even more hard drive cages that come with it. Obviously I've not got many, so I don't need them. And you can move them about, so they can be here or they can be at the bottom. You can move them about quite a bit. Let's pull these SATA cables out. Let's disconnect all these SSDs as well whilst I'm here. And soon we'll be good to go. More SATA cables to come out. These just pop off like that, so you get a little tray like that, and then they literally slide out. So there's toolless, these ones, which are really good. I've got a Crucial BX 500, and I've also got a Crucial MX 500. It is. This is a 750 gigabyte, I believe, something like that. It was on offer when I got it, so that's why I've got it. It's a random. Oh, MX 300, so it's one of the older ones. It's a 750 gigabyte. And they said megabyte then, that would be bad, wouldn't it? RGB splitter here, so you can split your RGB. Move that down there. And that about wraps it up, guys. All I'm going to do is remove the power supply from the back. Nice and simple, really. So like I say, completely stripped down. It needs to be done. I need to build in other cases. So that's what needs to happen. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a pain because I wish I had. Really wish I had an extra system that I could do this with, but I don't. I can't afford it. I'm poor. So that's that, guys. That's pretty much stripped down. I'll whip that PSU out. Everything else is out. This is good to go. Cheers, guys.